Hey guys, Techmeister Gringo with you here today. For anybody who does not know, I am the editor of these videos, and this week's video is going to be a little bit different because Outcast Penguin is not able to be with us this week, but he sends his regards and all his love. So this will be the very first Outcast Penguin video without Outcast Penguin, but we're gonna have
Outcast from the Penguins.
We actually threw him out. We got
freaking rip, man. We staged a coup and because we were done.
He overthrew me.
Yeah.
No.
People just kind of. No. So, in all seriousness, he will be back next week. We've got another video that is in the works, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Before we get into this week's topic, which you probably know what it is from the title and thumbnail, we have a Discord channel, and we would encourage anybody who's watching these, who enjoys these videos, to join us. It's in the description, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeesh.
Come hang out.
It's a very good time.
It's a good time. So, should we go ahead and get
Let's
into
hop
it? All right. Let's get it on. Okay. So this week's topic is one that I am not actually very well versed in because I've not played either of these games, but we're going to talk about what we think the game of the year should be.
Between SILKSONG and Clair Obscura Expedition 33.
And I leave it to Captain Squonce and Mama Bird to discuss. So what's your position?
So I feel like there's different approaches to this question because there is the approach of what is my personal game of the year, what do I think should win game of the year between these two, and what do I think will win game of the year if it was between these two.
Yeah.
And there's different answers for those. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to approach it from what do I think will win game of the year, or what is more likely to win game of the year, and in my personal opinion, I think that's Hollow Knight SILKSONG.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I feel like Mama Bird and I share a lot of the same sentiments about these games.
There's a reason we're married.
There's a very good reason we're married. Thanks to
Outcast Penguin,
actually.
Matchmaker Penguin.
Actually, it was their thoughts on Clair Obscura and SILKSONG.
Yep,
that's why they got married.
That's why we got married. That's why we got married 3 years before the games even came out.
Anyway.
Anyways, no, I think I think that SILKSONG does have a very good chance of getting Game of the Year, but my heart and soul yearns so badly for Expedition 33 to win Game of the Year. Between the writing of the game, the musical compositions, hashtag Monoko, love the saxophone, it's great. And if you haven't listened to the soundtrack, please do yourself a favor. And you don't have to listen to the whole thing, because there's like 151 songs. But like, look
it's
up,
a long soundtrack.
It's a very long soundtrack. But listen to some of the popular ones. I don't speak French, otherwise I'd try and pronounce some of the names on them. But no, I think due to musical composition, the writing, the fact that it's a whole bunch of ex-Ubisoft devs that were just like, you know what? We want to make something actually decent in the video game industry and not charge an arm and a leg for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like all of these different assets that it has, it's such a beautiful game. If you haven't played it, you should.
Yeah.
You really, really should.
I agree with you. It's a very, very gorgeous game, and I didn't think that I was going to like that one at first. Captain Squonce actually, he comes to me often, is like, so there's this game. And then we end up getting the game. And Clair Obscur was one of those games, and I didn't know if I was gonna like it. We just had a baby within the last month, and so we were sleep deprived and having a bad time, except we were also having an awesome time because we had a baby anyway. And so he started playing the game, and I was like, oh, that's a fun game. And then I started playing it, and I was like, I freaking love this game. And I agree with the music. I have a bachelor's degree in vocal performance, and I'm classically trained in vocal performance. And so I finished my degree last year, and there's a lot of really cool artistic, things about Clair Obscur. SILKSONG also is a really, really beautiful game in a very different way. I love Metroidvanias. That wasn't something that I thought I would ever say about myself. But in these last few years, Metroid Dread was the first one that I ever played, and I really loved it. And so now I really like Metroidvanias. I played Hollow Knight, and it made me tear my hair out, and now SILKSONG makes me tear out my hair more, but I just want to play it! And the music in that one is really beautiful, and the art style is really beautiful, and the writing is really beautiful. I think that I'm very interested to see how the Game Awards goes this year. Because as far as I know, it's not a fan choice kind of award.
Yeah,
it's other judging kind of criteria, like a panel and stuff like that. If it was a fan choice, I do very much think that it would be between these two games in a lot of circles. And a lot of that, I think, comes down to the fact that both of them are very pure gaming experiences. I've seen a lot of videos like, if SILKSONG was made by Ubisoft or whatever, and it's like, you've got all of these options for, like, buying additional, like, expansion packs or, like, costumes, stuff like that.
Oh my gosh.
And, like, you buy these games, and granted, E33 has, additional DLC and stuff that will eventually be coming out, but both of them stand as complete games on their own. And both of them are very affordable games. They're games that there's passion for on all sides. From the developers, from everyone who worked on them, and from everyone who's playing them.
Yeah, well, and I think that E33 is affordable. I would say that E33 is affordable, and that SILKSONG is very affordable.
SILKSONG is very affordable.
Because you could buy 2 copies of SILKSONG and still have... You could buy 2.5 copies of SILKSONG with 1 copy of E33.
This is true.
But now, that being said, I do agree with what you're saying as well, that I don't think that it's gonna, I don't think the fans really have too much of an influence on the outcome of the Game Awards. I don't know. I feel like both of these games have very good reasons as to why they should win Game of the Year. I feel like, if I'm being 100% honest, when we first got E33 and we started playing it, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is gonna take the cake this year. Like, there is not gonna be a dang thing.
We did not know
that stuff that, like, I thought that this was in the bag since April. And then we get the announcement, oh yeah, Hollow Knight SILKSONG coming out, what was it, September? It was back in September, wasn't it? Or was it August? I don't remember. But I heard that.
It was definitely August because I was back at home in Oregon when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
Our other brother was playing it.
Yeah, that's right. And so when I heard about that, I was like, oh, well, there go our chances. We're screwed.
Yeah.
Just because everybody, I mean, E33 is an amazing, amazing first title from Sandfall. And I really hope that they keep up the amazing work, due to the fact that I feel like if audience votes, air quotes, did count towards Game of the Year votes, any hardcore, well, I put hardcore in air quotes as well, but I mean, I kind of mean it legitimately. Any hardcore FF fan, any hardcore Final Fantasy fan is bound to love E33 because it brings back the turn-based elements that people have wanted for all these years since they went from turn-based to real-time combat. But it's got a sweet marriage of that while also being, its difficulty level is up there. Um, I mean,
In some ways,
in
yeah.
some ways, and it also depends on what level you play on. But I mean, they made one of the hard. And from what I understand, I'm not a video game aficionado by any means, but from what I understand, Simon is one of the hardest bosses ever made in a video game. Like, he just is. And the fact that he is a part of this giant passion project that can scratch the itch for so many people that they've been waiting for at least a decade, if not longer, I feel like that would really, really have a good following from that group of people. But at the same time, I remember back, when did Hollow Knight come out? Like
2017 or 18?
Okay, yeah, so it was my early days of college. I remember people talking about, oh my gosh, dude, Hollow Knight is it's amazing. And I just heard all these things about it, ranting and raving. And I'm not a huge fan of Metroidvanias myself, but I know that Hollow Knight was huge for when it came out. And SILKSONG had been mentioned and teased and all these things for years and years. And so there was already a huge following up to that point for that series.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I think it'd be...
Yeah,
I think it'd be close.
I think that's probably one of the biggest things that SILKSONG has on Expedition 33 is the fact that the Team Cherry and Hollow Knight have an established fan base, and that it's, all things considered, pretty huge fan base.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
There were a ton of Hornets at FanX.
There were, I saw a lot of Hollow Knight cosplays, which was super fun to see. I think that based on those experiences, that SILKSONG has probably a more solid chance if it was based in, audience experience, audience input, stuff like that. For me and my personal experience, if I strip it right down to brass tacks and just evaluate the experience that I have had with both games, Expedition 33 would landslide win Game of the Year for me. 100%. And I think a lot of that depends too on what kind of experience you're looking for in a video game, because a lot of people are like, I want to come to a video game to, have a challenge, or I want to go to play a video game. A lot of people like play Animal Crossing, are like, I just want to relax. Me, I love playing video games that give me a story experience. That's one of the reasons why Majora's Mask is my favorite Zelda game, is because it's
shameless plug for the Zelda franchise.
I know, it's so good.
I married into a Zelda family.
You did.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so because the characters are very strong, and because the theme is very strong, and a lot of those elements that I love so much about Majora's Mask are really strong in Expedition 33. I love the way that the music contributes to the atmosphere of the game. I love how cinematic it is. I love that when I played the game, I just felt magic. And I haven't felt that playing a video game in a really long time. And oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's really good. And I think, I think it's a very valid point to bring up is, we go back to the other Flock Talk, which if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Yeah.
The one about difficulty and punishment. Oh, it's a very real thing. And, there are those people out there that are masochists and they just want to make their life hard. But, I think that I am in the same boat as Mama Burb. Is I have learned to play games, and not just video games, but we play a lot of D&D, and so my love for stories, I feel like I've always liked a good show with a good plot and things like that. But I feel like I really started to appreciate the art of storytelling when I started playing D&D for the first time, and Expedition 33's story is so good. Oh my gosh, yeah, I mean, we've already basically touched on it, but it's an amazing experience, and I think, you know, the fact that it's a brand new dev group, what's it?
Dev team?
Yeah, like a brand new company that came out with an absolute banger. It just reminds me of Larian Studios with Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Like, not to say that E33 would just sweep the whole Game Awards, right? But if it at least does not win, and we've talked about this, if it at least does not win Best Music or Best Soundtrack Award, I will be heartbroken, and I will I won't actually smash my TV, but I would be very upset.
Yeah. I do think, at the end of the day, if I was the one awarding Game of the Year, I would absolutely give it to Expedition 33, but I'm also biased towards it because of the positive experience that I've had, and I am a fairly recent Hollow Knight fan. But I do think that objectively, SILKSONG is more likely to take it, because I think in a lot of ways it's very equal to Expedition 33 in the beauty and aesthetic of the game. And that, like, you know, it has really beautiful music, and it has really beautiful art and writing and characterization, and the experience is extremely frustrating, but really fun. And, you know, a lot of those things that do make Expedition 33 special also make SILKSONG special, but it also has the added benefit of having the established
fan base
and reputation.
Yeah. I think I don't know what all goes into it. Like we mentioned, we don't know what goes into judging Game of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like price point also has to have some kind of a part in that. And
I'd be surprised.
The fact that Team Cherry's game is 150% cheaper, like that's
how much does Astrobot?
Crazy. Astrobot is
how much
bogus.
Well, Baldur's Gate was pretty expensive.
Baldur's Gate was $70, but I mean, that's a D&D campaign that you can.
That's true.
That
is
is
a huge.
That is a huge game with so many different outcomes and so many different. Oh my gosh! I'm sure there's probably still dialogue that people haven't uncovered.
Oh, I'm sure. Anyway, yeah, the price point of SILKSONG does give it a solid leg up.
It does, because if you can get your game into more people's hands, more people will play it, more people will love it.
More people refusing to pirate it too. There's always people pirating games, but they're like, nah, it's not SILKSONG.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. Like, do I think that Hollow Knight SILKSONG is worth $20? It's worth way more than $20. And Team Cherry, I've only played a little bit of it, and it is indeed incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
But it's worth well more than $20. Do I think that Expedition 33 is worth $50? I think it's worth more than that. I think it's honestly, maybe not like $100, but it's at least worth $70.
I think so. Yeah.
And especially when they came out with the announcement that this is, you know, most likely going to be the first game in like a series of Declare Obscure series.
Excited.
That makes me very excited.
Yeah.
Plus, if we're going based off of characters, I'm sorry, SKA wins everybody.
SKA deserves Game of the Year.
Every SKA deserves Game of the Year, if nothing else.
I think they are both extremely worthy titles for Game of the Year. I will be most upset if anything other than these two games
wins the Game of the Year. Yeah. If Donkey Kong Bonanza wins, we've all lost as a human race.
We need to try Donkey Kong Bonanza before we can definitively say that. But
it's the fact that it's Nintendo and one of their main things. Now, granted, I don't have an issue with Donkey Kong. It's if it was Zelda, I'd be a lot more okay with it.
That's true.
But I don't know. I never played a whole lot of Mario or Donkey Kong games growing up, and I think. Like, I understand the nostalgia behind all of that and things like that, but I don't believe that Donkey Kong Bonanza deserves Game of the Year. Even if you can destroy the whole map. I'm sorry, I don't think it does. And yes, that's completely biased because I haven't touched the game, and I don't think it's worth $70, Nintendo. Okay? I don't.
So,
But,
yeah, I guess at the end of the day,
yeah.
my pick would be E33, but I would 100% be completely unsurprised if it was between the two, if SILKSONG swept that one up.
Yeah. I would love E33 to win, but I think that when you take everything into account, and that's price point, you know, like all of the assets, everything like that they've had to put into it, I think that SILKSONG would win, but I would really love E33 to win. It would, yeah.
I agree.
But
Well, alright. So, the verdict from the Outcast Penguin team, without, now that we have the unique opportunity of not having Outcast Penguin here to input his opinion. It sounds like if the Game Awards were in our hands, that it would go to SKA.
it would go to not even E33, just SKA.
Just SKA.
SKA wins. Because
Well-
SKA is the best.
To that, all I'll say is Guarana. Guarana. Yeah. Alright, well, you've heard it here. And we've had a lot of fun putting this one together. And yeah, so tune in next week. We'll have a brand new video for you guys. It's all about Ocarina of Time and some fun theories about that one. And it's going to be a fun time, so be there or be square.
It's really great, and I know that Mama Burb and I would also like to thank Outcast Penguin and Techmeister Gringo for allowing us to be on the Flock Talk. It's always a good time, and we appreciate it. Also, if you guys agree with us, disagree, if you really think Donkey Kong Bonanza should be the game of the year,
You can argue
Please,
this in the comments.
argue with us in the comments, because I will die on the hill that SKA deserves an award. Even if it's for best written character, which I don't even think is a thing. It should be. Maybe not best written character, but favorite character.
Respectfully.
Yeah, we will. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Comment, like, subscribe, hype the video if you want, and be ready. Tune in next week for a brand new episode.
Indeed.
Alright, well, this is Techmeister Gringo,
Captain Squants.
And Mama Burb.
signing off.